In this video, we are talking about evening training. So have Becs here, one of our nutrition coaches based out of CrossFit Putney. She's gonna provide you with some advice in terms of how to fuel for evening training, maybe some common myths and issues that we see with a lot of clients. So just to kind of dive straight in, Becs, what type of things do we see commonly that people kind of get wrong with evening training?
So we see a lot of the time poor meal structure throughout the day. So that means you're turning up to your evening session not fueled correctly, so you're underfueled. A lot of the time you'll see people have their lunch at kind of midday, 1 o'clock, and then they haven't had anything all afternoon, so they're coming in 7 o'clock to that session, completely underfueled. Also underhydrated as well. They haven't drunk enough throughout the day, then they're coming into their session dehydrated as well, and that's going to be an issue as well.
I mean, that's one of the things that we, again, go on about meal structure and meal timings and being proactive. So rather than chasing your nutrition and hydration maybe half an hour before the session, like on the way, on the tube, all of a sudden you get in this kind of like danger zone of like, I wasn't really hungry an hour ago, but now I am hungry, and then I'm not really thirsty. So you get into this gray zone, and then you end up chasing nutrition. So one of the most important things is to try and distribute, your intake. So that meal structure becomes so important. So like going into workouts, is that something that you see as well? Like people underfueling? Like I know you said about maybe having lunch, but also just if you're eating too close to your workout, like that can be an issue as well.
Yeah, and then you'll have digestion issues as well, and you're just not going to maximize your workout and what you want to get out of that workout.
Yeah, definitely. So, commonly it is about meal structure and meal timings, and it's like that Goldilocks porridge of not eating too much, but not eating too little, and then getting it in that sweet spot. And that does take a little bit of trial and error. What we do like to kind of try and focus on is either having 1 or 2 snacks leading into that evening session. So, what other tips can we kind of get the guys kind of doing going into the evening training?
Yeah, so I think commonly as well, if you're training late in the evening, it's late by the time you've got home, and then you don't necessarily want to have a big dinner when you get home because it's late before bed. So I think planning ahead and making sure you are still refueling after your workout and still having dinner regardless of the time that you're training is so important as well.
I think we're going to come on about common myths about eating late at night in a minute, but again, one of the other issues is just eating late at night. Like, what do I eat? When do I eat? Do I have to cook when I get home? Like, trying to navigate that can be really, really, confusing. And again, it is about being proactive rather than just kind of getting home and then deciding or going on the way home. So, what do I fancy to eat? And it's 8:30 at night. Like, you're never going to make the right decision. So trying to be proactive with your snack, kind of pre-workout, and then making sure that you are kind of thinking about your post-workout meal is definitely something that we want you to focus on. So in terms of top tips for post-workout nutrition, like what kind of things have we got?
So if you didn't think you could have your meal when you get home, you could grab a smoothie here at the gym. There are heaps of smoothies that would be perfect as long as there's some kind of carbohydrate and protein in there. So the Snickers smoothie is an awesome one. And alternatively, you could actually prep your dinner before and bring it here and have it in the gym. So have it in the cafe after your workout. Otherwise, I'd just say have your meal kind of prepped. So when you do get home, you can just heat it up and it's ready. Or get things like pre-cooked chicken, pre-cooked salmon, rice that you can just pop in the microwave, and then you can just build a meal quite quickly and easily when you get home.
Yeah, like 3 really, really good tips there. Having something like a lot of the time when we exercise late at night, sometimes clients don't really feel hungry. So having something like liquid nutrition, like a smoothie that doesn't sit too heavy on the stomach, really, really sensible idea to be able to kind of like refuel post-workout. The tip of bringing your lunch or your dinner to the gym is so powerful, I think, because especially if you have to travel after your session. If you do the 7 o'clock class, if you do the 7:30 class, like all of a sudden it's 8:30, 9 o'clock, maybe even like by the time you get home it's 9:30, 10 o'clock. If you asking yourself to cook or have something then you're setting yourself up for failure. Imagine if you could just like stretch for 10, 15 minutes, 20 minutes after the workout, maybe shower here, sit down in a calm environment, eat your dinner, and then travel home. So you're not then worrying about kind of what to eat when you get in, or like kind of chasing your nutrition late at night. Allowing your body to kind of digest that and then go into sleep is so I think it's such a great tip for us to kind of use. So really trial that one if you are that person that has to travel after your evening session. Now, when we're talking about kind of eating late at night, like common myth is just like, well, don't eat carbs after 7, don't eat before bed, blah blah blah. Like these are common myths that we see, and look, I just want to just touch on those and what kind of things have you got for people just to. Is that true? Should I be worrying about that? Like, what kind of things should we be focusing on?
Yeah, we see it all the time, but eating before bed is actually fine, and it may actually help with sleep, help induce sleep, and help to control blood sugar levels throughout the night as well.
Yeah.
If you are training in the evening and then you're not refueling, you're going straight to bed, you then actually might wake up kind of really not feeling energized at all, having really low blood sugar. So it can help control the blood sugars throughout the night.
Yeah.
So I would say, regardless of what time you're training, it is really important to refuel after your workout.
Yeah.
And just remember, your body does still need energy throughout the night whilst you're sleeping. It's really important.
That's it. Like we repair and we regenerate at night. Like
exactly.
It's where, the first 30 minutes is where, there's a spike in growth hormone. So if we're providing the building blocks, the raw materials to grow and repair, like we're going to be helping to support the adaptation and stimulus from the training. Talking about blood sugar levels there, if you regularly wake through the night, so again, it's going back to getting it right for you. So we do like to be including protein and carbohydrates because this again helps to refuel after your evening workout, but it also provides carbohydrates which boost serotonin, which boost melatonin, help to lower cortisol levels which maybe are elevated after evening workouts. If you regularly wake up at like 2 o'clock or 12 o'clock or 4 o'clock, then it can be due to a blood sugar imbalance. Like you get a drop, your body wakes yourself up. So we want that kind of stable thing. So we're not saying eat your porridge while in bed. What we're saying is like maybe kind of like have something to be able to kind of balance your blood sugar levels out. And that needs to be a balanced meal. We have we have actually a couple of blog posts about eating for sleep on the website. So if you go to the blog, and check that out, we've got some loads of good ideas, in terms of like main meals as well as like more snacks. And again, that's something that you can do. Like if you're that person that maybe trains at 7:30, you can split your evening meal. Like it's a sensible idea. Like maybe have a little bit more before, and then a little bit of a low, like you listed to, like a lighter snack. So, it is important, like Becs said, like it is important to refuel. Like, we're not going to go down the rabbit hole of like sleeping low, so where we don't refuel and we elicit a response in terms of fat adaptation. But for this type of exercise, for CrossFit, for, high intensity exercise, we want to be refueling post-workout regardless of our goal. So I think we can
100%.
hopefully put that myth to bed about eating late at night.
Definitely.
Now, in terms of specific classes, now I know that there's CrossFit, there's like sweat, there's build, there's strength, weightlifting. Like, should we be thinking about eating something different depending on the type of workout? So
I'd say at the moment, don't worry too much about the type of training. We're talking about exercise in general here, so I think over the weeks we can go into more detail on specific nutrition for CrossFit, for the sweat, for the build classes. But I'd say initially, if we can just focus on building a structured pattern of eating throughout the day, and that's just going to maximize the benefits of training. So if we get the fundamentals there first,
that's it.
Then we can go into the specifics.
That's it. Like Becs nailed it there. Get the fundamentals. Like it's like focusing on what supplements am I going to take before you actually worry about your overall caloric intake. Like don't worry about the specifics in terms of percentages of protein, carbs, and fats or whatever, or workout nutrition until for specific sessions until you built your base. So get the fundamentals right, and like you say, then it's something that you might work with, Becs, a little bit more personalized coaching with, but we will be covering that over the coming weeks. But don't worry about it and put more stress on yourself until you built your
Yeah.
base.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, guys, I hope this helps in terms of just kind of making you aware of maybe one or two areas that you feel that you're kind of struggling with. So maybe it's meal structure over the day that you need to focus on, or maybe it's pre-workout snack, eating a little bit more going in,
Yeah.
and not backloading your calories to late at night.
Yeah.
Or it's about that kind of like post-workout nutrition structure. Do I have a smoothie? Do I bring my meal to the gym? Do I have something quick cook or already prepped for late night?
Just planning ahead.
A little bit of proactivity, a little bit of planning ahead. It goes a long, long way.
Yeah.
So thank you for listening, guys. Any questions or anything that you need us to cover in a little bit more detail, just let us know. Reach out to us on the website, on Instagram, catch us at the gym, and then just let us know what you want us to cover. Have a great day.
Awesome. Thanks, guys.